Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes College Football Week 6. Overreactions and Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the brofict one, AJ. Joining me, as always, is the man with the numbers, sportsbook whisperer, college basketball guru, daddy of the diamond, all hail the king of the links, Mr. Noah Engelbretson. Noah, how the hell you doing today, bub?
I'm doing fantastic, as always, AJ, man. Come on.
Love to
Do
hear
we,
it.
do we even need to ask anymore?
No, but it's just part of my thing, so it's engraved in the show now. Just like how you should like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that we can quit our day jobs and continue to be degenerates full time. We would love that. So please help us out. Go ahead, like, and share that. Noah, we're talking about the AP Top 25 today. There's some movement, bro, and I think some movement that is not only accurate, but also that needs to be a little bit more drastic than where it's at. I think they are starting to move in the right direction. The AP voters, the college football voters, I think they're starting to move in the right direction and get some of these teams that are fake out, but they're slowly getting them out. And it's taking a long fucking time, but there's a lot of top 5 teams in there right now that seem to be absolute frauds.
Yeah, all I can say is feels good if your school colors are either red or orange. A lot of those teams doing pretty well in the top 25. Shit, man. Yeah, some decent movement this week. A little bit of new top 25 here. What do you have? Three new teams this week?
Yeah. Well,
three new teams in. 3 teams dropping out.
Yeah, well, let's jump right into it, Noah, because we got a new number 1 and a new number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, with Georgia moving up to 1, Ohio State moving up to 2, Alabama down to 3, Clemson up to 4, Michigan down to 5. That Michigan game, I mean, that was horrendous. 31-10. That doesn't tell the fucking story, though. That was a bad game. Michigan honestly probably shouldn't have won that game, but they have a little bit better of an offense so they could win that game. But, I mean, only dropping 1 spot I think is egregious.
Yeah, again, Michigan not looking like a top 5 team, still pulling out a win. Final score 31-10 does not reflect the game. This game should have been 17-17 at the end of the third quarter. Unfortunately, Indiana only decided to play 3 quarters, so Michigan getting away with another win here. They have kind of a candy-ass schedule, so I would say it's going to come to bite them in the ass at some point, but there's probably only 2 games on their schedule where it might, and that's
Penn State this week.
They've got Penn State at home this week and then at Ohio State the last week of the season, so as much as I hate to say it, this Michigan team probably still wins 10 games minimum. And people are going to be tooting their horn, but they have a weak fucking schedule. Like, they might have one of the weakest schedules in the Big Ten.
No.
And they had the hype coming into the season, so they're going to reap the rewards, unlike, other teams who don't have the hype coming into the season, and so they don't get the benefit of the doubt for having a weak schedule and skating by weak teams. So, whatever. But Michigan might lose a bad one along the road there.
They could lose a bad one. And another team that could lose a bad one, Alabama, with their second close game of the season with a Texas team, 24-20, the final score there. Noah, I mean, like I said, this isn't the same Alabama team that I've seen in the past. They just seem to be a step slower. They seem to be a step less experienced. 24-20, I mean, Nick Saban can't be happy about that, first of all, especially to A&M and Jimbo Fisher over there. But if you're Alabama, I mean, you're dropping 2 points. You're dropping 2 spots right there in the 25. I mean, I know that they're probably going to say they don't see anything. They just see the next week. But Nick Saban sees that. The boys see that. They're Alabama. They're supposed to be number 1, and they're not. And they're not playing like number 1, and they haven't all season.
Yeah, we will see. Next week will be very telling. College game day doing something unprecedented. Going back to a location they were just at 2 weeks ago going back to Knoxville for the second time in a 3 or 4 week span here. They were just there for Florida, Tennessee, and now they're going back for Alabama, Tennessee. And holy shit. Yeah, God, if you're a college football fan, I hate to say it, but you kind of better hope Bama wins because this Tennessee fan base is going to be the most obnoxious fan base on the history of the planet if they beat Alabama and are ranked in the – because, I mean, they beat Alabama, Tennessee jumps all the way up to 3.
Oh, easily. Easily.
They leapfrog Michigan and Clemson.
And honest to God, between you and me, I think Tennessee should be number 5 right now.
Yeah, I've got Tennessee at my number 5 too. So, but holy shit, they're kind of the Tennessee fans. They haven't been super obnoxious or loud yet because I know they're just waiting. But they get through this Bama game. Holy fuck, the whole. If you're a fan of college football, of any team that's not Tennessee, nobody wants to hear Tennessee fans because they've been keeping the receipts for 2 decades now. They've been keeping the receipts, and they're going to let every single person know. If you know a Tennessee fan, do not talk to them because they are not going to let you have a normal conversation without letting you know about Tennessee football.
No, absolutely. They're going to be obnoxious, and they have a right to be obnoxious, honestly, especially if they beat Alabama. But speaking of Tennessee, they're number 6 in the AP ranking, 7 USC, 8 Oklahoma State, 9 Ole Miss, and number 10 is Penn State. I mean, that's a solid top 10 right there. Oklahoma State, USC, Tennessee, all of them undefeated. Ole Miss looks to be somewhat back. They got Auburn this week. I think that's an easy dub. Penn State at Michigan. I mean, we'll talk about that game probably when we do our betting for this weekend. Again, like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. USC, I'm okay with them at 7, especially the performance they put up this week. I still think they will end up in the college football playoffs when they go undefeated and win the Pac-12. But Tennessee should be in the top 5. No ifs, ands, or buts. And they're going to prove it this week. I honest to God think if they even keep it a touchdown within Bama this weekend, they're in the top 5.
Yeah, I don't think they move up with a loss, being as high as they are. Like if you're ranked at like 20th and you're playing Bama,
Michigan wins by 2. Michigan wins by 3, and you're telling me Tennessee doesn't leapfrog them
with a loss? No. But I do have to ask you, AJ, about another one of these orange teams here. One that you have written off as fake, as not good. Did the 31-3 road victory give you any more confidence in Clemson that they might actually be legit? Like I said,
you want to talk about them? Jesus. Against fucking Boston College? You want me to give them credit against Boston College? No.
They won 31-3 on the road. They looked pretty damn good.
They shouldn't have let Boston College score, or they should have scored more points. That is bullshit. They shouldn't be number 4, Noah.
All right. And what about the other orange team, Oklahoma State? You know, a little bit of a rough outing for them. They probably should have won the game by more, but still remaining undefeated. A team that I think is going to make the college football playoff on the premise of the fact that if they go undefeated, USC goes undefeated, and Clemson goes undefeated, they have the best resume out of the 3 of them.
I'll give you that. They definitely have the best resume. They absolutely have the best resume. And I think, I think my thoughts about Texas Tech really come in here because I really think highly of this Texas Tech team and think they are dogs and think they can really play. And so the fact that Oklahoma State was able to beat them in the fashion that they did, Noah, I'm officially on the train that they should be a top 10 team. I'm not getting there that they should be a college football playoff team. I do agree that they have the better resume, but I don't think they're a more talented team than USC.
So do they deserve to be ranked in the top 4 if they rip off 4 wins in their next 4 games, which is at number
TCU.
13.
I see TCU is next. That's a rough one.
At number 13, TCU, home against number 22, Texas, at number 17 Kansas State, and then at number 19 Kansas. Obviously, these are the current, well, not the current rankings.
I was about to say, I thought Texas was out. No, Texas is 22. It doesn't matter.
Oh, no, never mind. Those are the current rankings. Kansas did not drop despite losing to TCU. But, yeah, so presumably four games against ranked teams in a row. They win all 4 of those. Do they deserve to be ranked number 4, regardless of what happens with any of the other teams?
They're going to beat Texas, so I'll give you one already. I mean, so then it's whether they can rattle off those other 3 wins.
I'm not saying whether they can. I'm saying if they win all 4 of those games against 4 ranked teams, regardless of what Clemson, Michigan, Tennessee, and USC do, does Oklahoma State deserve to be ranked in the top 4?
If they rattle off those victories and those other teams suddenly get wiped off the face of the earth, yes, then Oklahoma State deserves to be in the top 4.
I'm not saying if those teams
I thought that's what you were asking.
No, I said regardless of what those teams do, even if all those teams win all their games.
Fuck no. Are you kidding me? Fuck no. Tennessee is an overall better team. USC is an overall better team. Resume at some point doesn't matter. It's about talent.
Okay, so you're telling me Oklahoma State winning those 4 games is more impressive than USC winning at Utah, but then also playing California, Colorado, and Arizona, 2 of those 3 games being at home?
Yes. Yes. Yes,
How?
Noah. Because USC is going to blow out those teams. USC is going to blow out those teams and prove that they should be in the top 4. No, USC isn't. I don't know why you won't get on this bandwagon. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Okay.
Because their defense sucks. Their defense is ranked outside the top 60. That's not sustainable. I mean, it's sustainable when you play fucking Cal, Colorado, and Arizona in a 3-game stretch, but like.
Well, we'll revisit this next week, Noah. Maybe my mind will change. I have accepted that Oklahoma State is good and that they deserve to at least be in the top 10. So we're working there. All right, we're working there.
USC is about to get handed their first loss at Utah, so I'm not worried about it. And
I'm done betting on Utah. Done betting on Utah.
I'm not saying bet on Utah, but they're playing at home against USC. USC loses, and then we can stop talking about USC because you have to go undefeated if you're in the Pac-12 to make the college football playoff. I don't think we disagree on that.
No, you have to. You have to. And that's why number 11 disgusts me, because you got number 11 UCLA at 6-0, Oregon at 5-1 at 12, TCU, Wake Forest, North Carolina State 5-1 and 5-0 respectively. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that top 5. I'm okay with that 15. Like 11 through 15. Oregon shouldn't be there. I don't think. I don't think Oregon should be in the rankings, especially with. I don't think they should be that high with a loss. God,
especially I disagrey with that, but I don't think they should be that high with a 49-3 loss. I don't care who the fuck you lost to, even if it's Georgia. How are you a borderline top 10 team when you lost 49-3? If it was 49-24, I'd be like, okay, at least they put up some points. But 49-3, give me a break.
Hey, Nike pays a lot of money. I like what Wake Forest is doing, and I think they're going to get an easy victory this week. I'm sorry, did you have more on Oregon?
I was just going to say I don't get how they're ranked above a TCU team who just had a huge road win against a ranked opponent,
and especially jumping up 4 spots, you might as well have given them that 5th one. Oregon really didn't do shit this weekend. They beat U of A, who they were predicted to win against. I mean, the spread said it. Everyone said it. We were just the only ones who are U of A homers who believe the stat that they haven't won at home, and it was a no-fly zone, but it seems to be a little bit different now. TCU, big win. Big win. I don't care what anyone says about this Kansas team. TCU with probably the biggest win of the season so far for them. Game day, 5-0. I mean, this team has top 10, top 5 potential if they can keep it rolling.
Yeah, let's not forget Jalen Daniels, Jaden Jaden Daniels.
Jaden.
Well, there's a Jalen and a Jaden. Which one?
Jaden's the quarterback
for Kansas.
Yes, because he's a ASU transfer.
No.
Yes.
No. Kansas quarterback is the other one who is not at ASU.
Okay, give me a minute. Keep going, Noah. What's your take?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Jalen Daniels is the Kansas quarterback who got injured in the second quarter. So something to note there. Probably why Kansas didn't drop it all. Jaden Daniels, I believe, was the one who was at ASU who transferred to
Oklahoma? No. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out later.
LSU.
Oh, that's right.
Right. Which is why I was confused, very similar names. But
very.
Yeah, Kansas not dropping at all, which I think says a lot. But again, they didn't have their starting quarterback for 60% of the game. So that makes a difference. But they still hung in there. They hung in there with TCU, who I think looks like a good football team.
Yeah.
I think the Big 12 looks like a very, very legit conference right now.
No, absolutely.
And they arguably look better than the Big 10 to me so far this season.
Hey, fair enough.
And I think I mean, this isn't fair because I was going to say if you take Alabama and Georgia out of the mix, they look better than the SEC, but like that's not fair to do. So, yeah, they're not quite at SEC level, but they do look better than Big Ten, I think, through and through.
No, absolutely, they're looking unbelievable. That whole conference.
So if they don't put a team in the college football playoff, I think that's complete bias and disrespect.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Noah, moving on to 16 through 20, you got Mississippi State, Kansas State, Syracuse, Kansas, and Utah. Obviously, Kansas not moving Syracuse all the way up to 18 now after their big win last week. I don't think that's going to last long.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you that I don't think Syracuse is a real threat. I mean, they played Louisville at home, who's not very good, at UConn, who's terrible. They beat Purdue at home, which Purdue actually looks like a pretty decent football team this year.
Somewhat, yeah.
Well, I mean, Purdue's 2 losses are, close one at Syracuse, and then a close one at home to Penn State, who, funny enough, they played the 2 of those teams before they were ranked. And now Penn State's 10 and Syracuse is in the rankings. And they have a win at Minnesota 20-10. So who I believe Minnesota will be back in the rankings after they beat Illinois this week. We'll cover that when we cover our picks and bets. But, Minnesota jumps back into the rankings. Syracuse finds a way to beat NC State. And then Purdue has to be in the rankings. I mean, they're playing Nebraska at home, so they should win that one. And then if they're 3-0 against ranked teams, I mean, or not 3-0, sorry, they lost to Syracuse and Penn State, but so there's that. But then they beat Virginia by 2 points at home and then played Wagner. So yeah, I don't think Syracuse is.
No.
I don't think they're gonna hang around too long. They are 3.5-point favorites at home against NC State. Obviously, we'll cover that one as well, but I think, AJ, we're both going to be big time on NC State money line. And then they play at Clemson. Then they play at Clemson the week after. They're at Wake Forest later this season. They play Florida State later this season. They play Notre Dame. Like, this team's going to lose 4 to 5 games for sure. Yeah. But they're sitting at 18 right now, so enjoy it while it lasts.
You might as well.
Because it ain't going to last long.
No, it will not last long. Enjoy it, Syracuse fans. I mean, Kansas, Utah, I kind of see them where they're at. That's fine. Kansas, I'll just call it right now, going to get a big win over Oklahoma. No, let's move on to the bottom half of the list. Let's do
Oklahoma looks terrible, so
They look fucking dog shit. I can't believe I bet on them. 21, you got Cincinnati. 22, Kentucky. 23, Texas. 24, Illinois. And 25, James Madison. From the Fun Belt. Shout out Fun Belt getting a team in the top 25.
And you know who's hovering at 28 right there?
Oh, who is that, Noah?
Coastal Carolina.
Fuck yeah, they are.
So, you know what? Cincinnati, they're going to be hovering right around like 18 to unranked the entire season.
Yeah.
They're going to be right in that like 18 to 25, maybe slightly out of the rankings, in and out of that, I think. They're still a good football or really good football program, just they're not where they were last year.
No.
Kentucky, I mean, it's just fucking tough sledding in the SEC, right? I mean, they got to play Mississippi State and Tennessee in their next two games. Then they get Missouri and Vandy, which will be two easy wins, and then they got to play Georgia. So,
Jesus. Talk about a gauntlet.
like, those three games, because then they play Louisville the last week of the season, which they'll win. So you got 3 wins on your schedule if you're Kentucky. Sitting at 4-2 right now, so that's 7-2, and then you have those 3 games. If you could somehow win, I feel like they'll find a way to win one of those 3.
Yeah.
At least be an 8-win team.
I can see it.
If you finish the season 9-3, if you're a Kentucky fan, like, I know you had big aspirations this season, but like given your schedule and everything and where you are now, if you finish 9-3, I think that's a win. Texas, I don't think is going to be sitting in the rankings for too long.
No. No shot.
What do they have coming up? They've got so they've got a home game against an Iowa State team who has been like so close to wins too many times this season. Although they might just be the Iowa of the Big 12, so I don't really fucking know. But then they're at Oklahoma State, at Kansas State, home against TCU, at Kansas, home against Baylor. Oof. Yeah, Texas is not in the top 25 at the end of the season, so I don't even care. Horns down, they're not back. They're going to be bowl eligible, but that's the most I can say about them. Illinois, we've talked about them, AJ. This team should be 6-0. This team should be 6-0.
I know.
It's crazy, but they should be 6-0. They're ranked 24 right now. That terrible blown call doesn't happen against Indiana. I mean, I don't know. I think you got to put them up in the teens, somewhere around UCLA, TCU. You know, they're definitely above Syracuse if they win that game.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, right? I mean, they're sitting right at probably 13, 14, 15. And goddamn, Brett Bielema has got something going with this program.
He does. He finally got some boys cooking, and you got to love it. Illinois team that struggled for so long, finally getting back into it. But Noah, that's the tough...
Saving the best for last.
What?
Oh, I had to save the best for last, man.
Oh, what's that, Noah?
Fucking James Madison University. Their first season as an FBS program. And what do? I mean, yeah, they haven't really played anybody tough, but they're out to a 5-0 start in their first FBS season. They're in the top 25 rankings 5 games into joining the FBS. I love their fans. They're really, really fucking great. It's an electric atmosphere always at James Madison. And watch out for this team. Watch out for the Sun Belt, who I have been saying is better than the American. This is the 6th best conference. And man, fuck it. Watch out. I mean, 10 years from now, because a lot of these Sun Belt teams haven't been around for a lot.
No.
I mean, Coastal Carolina just got a football team 8 or 9 or 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and they are fucking good.
Yeah, the Fun Belt's making moves. Don't be surprised if they 10 years from now end up passing like the Pac-12 or Big 12 or the ACC and becoming like the third biggest conference in football.
Shit,
God,
they
I hate that that's not even a joke. Like,
no, it's not. They fucking could. But
yeah,
damn.
We love the Fun Belt.
We love the Fun Belt. We love the Fun Belt here on Degenerate Takes. And with that being
And-
said, no, you got anything else on college football week 6 before we wrap up tonight?
Yeah, I do have one last thing.
Let me hear
I'm looking at the schedule, and guess who plays last week of the season, rivalry week? The two newcomers to the Fun Belt, the two undefeated teams in the Fun Belt, Coastal Carolina at James Madison, November 26th.
Ooh.
Could we be seeing an undefeated ranked Fun Belt matchup the last week of the season? I think we damn well could. And if that doesn't make your balls tingle, if that doesn't give you butterflies in your stomach, I mean, oh baby,
Oh my
that's
goodness.
gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, that's going to be fun. Give me the over. I don't give a shit. Put it at 80.5. Give me the over. Anything else, though, Noah, to say to the Degens before we sign off and get ready for this next week of college football?
Hey, don't forget to not touch the quarterbacks, because apparently that's a penalty.
Yeah, don't do it, okay? Don't touch the quarterbacks. It's not nice. All right? It's not nice. Jesus Christ. It's god-awful in the NFL right now. With that being said, though, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel so we can quit our day jobs. Follow us on Twitter, the Instagram, and everything. Hit that link tree in the description down below. And we'll be back later this week with bets and everything like that. I've been the Brofict one, AJ. That's the Money Train Noah, and we'll see you next time on Degenerate.